Phyllis Pitale, mom of little Louis Pitale, wide receiver for the Pirates. Good morning, Phyllis. How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
Hey, you sound chipper this morning. Been up since about 5 a.m.?
No, not today.
Putting up the Christmas tree?
It's already up.
It's up.
I'm ready.
Hey, all right.
I got a big game this weekend.
There you go. Speaking of the big game, you and I were speaking yesterday, and you had mentioned some tailgating. You guys can have a flat grill out there? Cook me up some scrambled eggs?
We are.
Nice.
We'll be up there around 8:30. Come on over.
All right. What's the mood around the team this week? I mean, obviously, the parents got to be completely excited. Sunday morning game and playing for the state championship. These kids, the seniors, were freshmen the last time Cedar Creek was in the championship, so they really haven't had much of a taste of this level of success. What's the mood around the team and the players and the parents this week?
Well, it's just pure excitement. It's what these boys have been working for years, really. But this past year, they had something to prove. So they're super excited, and they want to get the job done. It's not good enough to go. They want to win.
Your boy Louis, we did obviously a cover feature on him for the Thanksgiving edition. Little tiny guy, about 5'4", 135 pounds, but really just a bulldog on the field. Has he always had that kind of drive and determination?
Always. I was not a football mom. His dad took him at 6 years old and signed him up for Pee Wee. I didn't even know how to put his pads on, and this kid was out there and doing his thing, and I thought I convinced him that he wasn't old enough to play. And we went down to the field. They lost the first game. He didn't play that game. And he went out on the field, and I was like, look at my kid. He's going to go talk to coach and tell him that he's done. And he came running off the field. He said, Mom, we got practice Tuesday at 6. I said, no, son, you quit. He said, no, Mom, they lost. They need me. So he has had that drive since he was 6 years old, and he hasn't quit.
What's this year been like for you as a mom? Watching him. Obviously, you must be hugely proud as a senior. He's made a real big impact on that team. But on the flip side of that, he's been kind of playing hurt, a banged up shoulder, and it's got to be tough as a mom to see him, in pain after every game and just trying to make it through the season.
Yeah, it is. He's he's hard-headed, and I just try to remind him, you have one body. So we have to take care of it. And he lets me, help out and take care of him. They have a great trainer there. So she puts my mind at rest. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. He's not the biggest kid, but he's got the heart and the drive of, somebody that's 6'5". And he's always had that. So that gives me some peace of mind. But he's a teenager. So I know he's going to go out there and he's going to play with everything he's got. And I'm super proud of him. I could not be more proud of that kid.
We're talking with Phyllis Pitale, mom of senior Louis Pitale, wide receiver for the Cedar Creek Pirates. Who's more nervous this weekend, Big Lou or Little Lou?
Oh, Big Lou, for sure. For sure. He's so excited. But he just, he wants this for his son so desperately. He wants him to, Louis checking off his dreams. One by one, it's happening. And this is just one more. So, as parents, that's all you want. You just want them to be able to achieve those dreams.
Is Big Lou pacing around, like rearranging the garage or something this morning?
No, he just can't wait. He just can't wait for game day. He's going to work this morning, so it'll be a normal day for him. But sleeping tonight, getting up early tomorrow, that might be a challenge.
What's on the schedule for tonight for these boys? They're going to have, I guess they'll have a little bit of a walkthrough maybe today, and then are they going to get together tonight and kind of hang out, or what goes on the night before the championship game? Well,
they're at it already this morning, 8:15. They were there.
Oh, okay.
They're at walkthrough, and it's undecided tonight what they're going to do as a team. A lot of rest, though. They're trying to stay focused. They're trying to rest. There may be a team dinner tonight, team breakfast tomorrow morning, bright and early. That's what they do. They bond. They're together a lot. Even when they're not told to be together, they're together. They really are a brotherhood.
Who's the biggest troublemaker on the team when they come over your house?
Oh, let me think. The biggest troublemaker.
Jesse Milza?
No, are you kidding me? I've known Jesse for way too long. He's so respectful when he walks in the door. Maybe James Geisel. He's a clown.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a class clown.
Yeah.
Milza knows not.
Great kids.
Milza knows not to mess with Mrs. Pitale, right?
Absolutely. He comes in and minds his P's and Q's.
Oh, he should. He's the quarterback.
Yeah.
He's got to set the example.
Absolutely.
We're talking with Phyllis Pitale here, Cedar Creek football mom. Her son Louis is a senior. They're going to be playing top-seeded West Deptford tomorrow at 11 a.m. over at Rowan University. Phyllis, what's the bond been like? You talked about that between these boys. I mean, they really come together this year. They lost a ton of seniors last year, and nobody really knew what to expect from this group this year. Obviously had some talent with guys like Bo Melton and Amir Mitchell and some of the other guys on that offense. But really, these guys, they've really come together off the field and as friends, and it's kind of neat to see that develop through the course of a high school football season.
It is. It's been, it's the years that they've been together. Louis was kind of late to the team. He didn't come in until his sophomore year, but they welcomed him, and typical football stuff. But they've bonded. They've grown together. They go through the ups and downs together, and they're like a family. They'll bicker and they'll get at each other, but then they're right there to pick each other up and support each other. So, and you have to love that about this group of kids.
Who's going to be the most nervous mom tomorrow? Or are you going to be politically correct and not call anybody out on that one?
I couldn't even tell you. You know what? When it's our kid's shot to get the ball, to touch the ball, to make the tackle, we're all sweating. And then when it's over, we're like, yeah. So I don't know. Connie Moran worries every time Pat goes out there. I worry because Louis snapping that ball. I'm sure Terry Sartorio is making, come on, Nick, have a good hold. We're all sweating. So that's equal, I think. That's our job.
Now, I guess you obviously weren't around 4 years ago. Louis was at St. Joe his freshman year. What do you think this experience will be like tomorrow? I mean, just the atmosphere, the excitement, the nervousness leading up to game time. I mean, it's got to be nerve-wracking on one hand, but on the other hand, every high school team wants to make it this far.
Yeah, and that's it. This is a dream come true for these kids. A lot of people counted them out, especially after last year. They felt like last year was their shot. And when they didn't make it to playoffs, people were, kind of discounting Cedar Creek. And that just, especially my kid, that's going to drive my kid. And as a team, I think that's what they did. And are they nervous? Absolutely. I'm sure there's nerves. And there's going to be nerves when they step on that field tomorrow. But I think they're so hungry. This is what they want. I think that we're going to be surprised by a lot of exciting plays tomorrow. That's what I think.
We're talking with Phyllis Pitale, Cedar Creek football mom. She's the mom of Louis Pitale, wide receiver there for the Pirates. Pretty exciting wide receiver crew you got over there. Talk a little bit about these guys, Amir Mitchell, Bo Melton, obviously the big names, and those are two high-level college recruits. Obviously, Amir Mitchell going to Michigan. Bo Melton's already got an offer from Rutgers. What's it like, for a guy like Louis, tiny little guy playing alongside these guys who are, top-level Division I talents? It's got to make him better to a certain extent, but also, maybe some of these other guys provide some levity for these guys and kind of, don't let them get too big of a head about themselves.
Yeah, I think it's really a good balance. I think that, Louis, Kamir, the guys that aren't getting all the looks, it drives them to play a little bit harder. And when they play harder, it makes Amir and Bo that much better. I think it's a win-win for Coach. I think he's got, a great group of kids. They work hard, and they work even harder knowing that, that there's something exciting right around the corner. They got, they were playing to get into state. Now they're going to state. I think that excitement and that work ethic that they have just drives them to be the best that they can be. I think also who can be disappointed that Harbaugh is coming to your high school to see, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's a dream come true. Let Harbaugh watch my kid run routes. I'm like, yeah, go for it, kid. Have a great time. I don't know. I think it's been a win-win. It's been a great situation. And do they have too big a heads? No, because they got a whole team of kids going, yo, knock it off. You know what I mean? I think no.
They're nice kids. I know both those boys. Amir and Bo. They seem to have their heads about them, and they know. I talked to Amir early in the season before the season began, and he said, obviously, yeah, I'm going to Michigan in January, graduating early, but he's like, I'm not looking past this fall season. We got things to accomplish. So it was nice to see he was, still invested in the high school team, and obviously he's done his work to get this team to this point.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's been fun to watch.
What's it like for you as a mom when you see Louis catch a pass and all of a sudden there's a guy who's about 6'2", 250 pounds chasing him?
I'm good as long as he gets up. That's what I tell him. I'm like, son, anybody can tackle you. I don't care, but you better make sure you get up. Because if you don't get up, your mom's coming onto the field. So, I'm good. I'm always excited. Don't look back. Keep going. Get there. But I just want to see him make those catches. I know he's got it in him. I know that he can make the big play. So when he has the opportunity, there's no one you can hear louder out there than me.
Is he full of himself now that he's a Glory Days cover boy?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He really is a humble kid. But I think there's a part of him that goes, yeah, that's right. I am this wide receiver. But he doesn't share that with me, no.
It was cool, after I interviewed him and stuff, he sent me a text back. He's like, oh, thank you so much for, taking the time to do this for me and stuff. So it was nice to see him appreciate the recognition.
Yeah, he is. I think he's humble, and he is so appreciative. The kids yesterday at Highland Academy, his elementary school, they made him posters for state. They're all so excited. It's been a great ride. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And thank you so much. The article was fabulous.
Yeah, he's a big star over there at the Highland Academy, right?
He is. He's a rock star. He comes back and does basketball camps for the kids. He coaches them, and they love him.
Nice.
They love him. Yep.
We'll let you get going, and we'll see you out there tomorrow. Good luck to the Pirates.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Phyllis. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was Phyllis Pitale, mom of Louis Pitale of the Cedar Creek Pirates.